We're going to go ahead and spice things up a little bit. We're changing the content. We're going to start mock drafts right now. We're about a month away, a month and a day to be exact, away from the NFL draft. And today we're going 7 rounds for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm giving you guys my insight, my picks, what I would do, and I'm going to explain why. We have a lot of positions we need to address. There's a lot of things on this team that are not set in stone. We need interior line. We need interior line on both sides, actually. We need defensive tackle help, guard help, tackle help. We also need edge help, corner help. Like, there's a lot of things, receiver help. There's so many holes on this team still that can be addressed through the draft if we do it right. So let's go ahead and dive into this. You guys let me know what picks you agree with, disagree with. If you guys want to see me mock it up more, potentially bring some people on, chop up conversation, you guys let me know down below. But this is very interesting, and PFF is so unpredictable, so we have no idea how this is going to go. The same prospects typically fall, but we're going to see Cam Ward goes 1. Shedeur Sanders to the Browns is very interesting, and this is the perfect position that I want to be in. Let me go ahead and explain. Will Johnson is here. He's growing on me a ton. One of the best zone corners. I think he's the best overall corner. Had turf toe and a shoulder injury, I believe. Yeah, so turf toe and a minor shoulder injury that a lot of prospects or a lot of NFL scouts are dropping him as a prospect, expecting him to fall in the draft. But I could easily see him going to a team like the Miami Dolphins. I could see him going to the San Francisco 49ers. They need interior line help. I don't know why they took an edge here. That doesn't really make sense. They need literally offensive line and defensive line. I don't know what they're doing. Could have had Will Johnson, but hey, it is what it is. That's perfect for us because today we're taking Will Johnson, 6'2" corner out of Michigan. Love that. Gives us a boundary to pair alongside Garrett Williams, who plays slot. There's a lot of options there that I do like. There's also Derek Harmon, for example, who I honestly probably should have traded up for. He fell to like the 35 range. Where is he at? He fell to 41. I should have traded for him. That's my fault. Okay, but we're going to move on with what we have. So at the end of the day, I'm not a big fan of Shamar Turner. That is not somebody I am very high on, but I could get behind somebody like a Landon Jackson. Really good run stuffer. He's 6'7". I forgot. He is a big boy. But at the end of the day, we need a pass rusher. So maybe we go Princely here out of Ole Miss. This is probably the better selection out of the two. Great size, great intangibles. I don't know. This is the tough part right here because there's not many prospects here that I'm a huge fan of. You could go with somebody like Jack Sawyer, who is really good at the pass rush, has shorter arms, expected to drop in the NFL draft. Let's see. He has a 6'5" frame, projected high floor at the NFL level. People are talking about his hands being small, but great in terms of production. So maybe we dabble in with a Jack Sawyer from Ohio State. Would not be mad at that whatsoever. Today, I think we're going Princely, though. I think we're going to rock Princely, address 2 positions of need. We got corner and edge, still need interior line help. We need guard help. There's a lot of things we need. If Cam Scadaboo falls, I think it's an interesting conversation, but I just can't get behind it personally. Here, big fan of Chris Paul. I am a big fan of Chris Paul in basketball and in football. Like, if we can snag Chris Paul, this addresses another position of need on the defensive side of the ball. Gets us an inside linebacker, an edge, and a corner. But we could also dabble in, we don't really need a center. So Jared Wilson doesn't really fit because we have Froholt. Very good prospect, though. If he was available, I wouldn't be mad at the Cardinals. We could also dabble in with Jonah. I think this is a really good pick. 3rd round. We do need a tackle. Do we just stay defense, though, and get Chris Paul? Where's our next pick at? 78 and 115? Because we could potentially dabble in something like Chris Paul, get the inside linebacker. That would be 3 defensive positions addressed in the first 3 rounds, and potentially trade back up. I think that's what I'm going to do. And let me go ahead and slow this down so I can actually pay attention and see what happens. We might be trading back up. We really might. Let's see. Let's see how this pays out. If it goes to like 92, I'm trading back up. And he's still there. I will absolutely trade up. There he goes at 91. Why do y'all need him? You guys just re-signed Ronnie Stanley. What is your problem? How dare you? I am disappointed. That's a bad call. Bad call. So now we need either a receiver, we either need a defensive lineman, or we need a guard. So let's go ahead and see what we got. There's no tackles on the board that I think are worth selecting, and plus, I'm chilling where I'm at. I don't know. I think we can get Luke Kandra in the later rounds, so I'm going to hold off on that. I don't think there's a point to make a trade. Let's just go ahead and see who's on the board right here. We could go edge again, dabble in, get another good pass rusher out of Alabama. I mean, that wouldn't be the worst thing. JJ, I'm just not feeling that. Like, I'm really not. This is a tough spot to be in right now. This is really a difficult spot because there's not a lot of interior linemen or tackles at this point, which is why I wanted to trade up and get Jonah. But here we are. We have 3 defensive players. We need help in the interior line. So unless we go ahead and sign Will Hernandez back, this would be a terrible spot to be in. So depending on what the Cardinals want to do long term is going to be very dependent on the draft. Will Hernandez still not signed, so what are we going to do? I'm not sure. I'm really not. I'm very tempted to dabble back in with edge and get Quandarius. Would this be stupid? 2 defensive ends or 2 edge rushers. Would that be dumb? I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and get the best player that I feel like is on the board at that point. Give me Quandarius. And then hopefully Luke Kandra's still there. He would be my next pick at 152 if he's available. And of course, he freaking goes to the Cowboys. And that's tough. It's always a couple picks right in front of it. I just got to stop speaking it. This is very unfortunate. Do we get Connor Colby? We need help. But then again, we can get Darren Fairchild later on. Possibly. We'll see. Well, can we trade back? So 155, 152, and you guys give us 224. We're offering it. Goes through. We trade back 3 spots. Perfect. Now, what receivers are available? Not many. There is not many receivers that I am a fan of right here. Kyle Williams is probably the best prospect. I mean, Nick Nash is interesting. Triple Crown winner. You could dabble in him at this point. But I'm pretty sure his drop rate's only 5.5. I thought it was a lot higher than that. I mean, we could get Nick Nash right here. This would be a very interesting pick, but again, you could trade back. Give us 235. Screw it. Trade back 2 picks. We'll go ahead and take Nick Nash. Why not? Why not? Go ahead and get another receiver. We need help in that room. He's a Triple Crown winner, if I'm not mistaken. So why not? Bring some more talent to this team, and we have 3 7th-round picks. Very interesting. I don't know where we're going to go here because when it gets to this point in the draft, I am not super familiar with the prospects. I'm going to keep it a buck. Not a clue at all. So we're going to figure this thing out together. Kitten Crawford is not the safety I want. There is a safety I do like. Craig Woodson is a safety I am a big fan of. I wouldn't mind taking him here. 232, why not? Go ahead and get a safety. We have back-to-back picks anyways. It's not like people are going off the board. Is there anybody worth taking at guard? Joshua Gray's interesting. Could go get a Georgia tackle. Didn't play great whatsoever. Miles Frazier, don't know who that is. He's an 88 pass block grade. I don't know. We're basically just taking flyers at this point. These 7th rounders are just flyers. So why not? Where is he at? Where's Mr. LSU? Miles Frazier? Why not? We're going to go ahead and dabble in right there. Call it a day. Jimmy Horn Jr. I forgot he was in the draft. I'm cool on that, but cool story regardless. Him and Dion were close. I do know who that is in the 7th round. I'm pretty proud of myself. But at this point, we got corner, edge, linebacker, edge, receiver, safety, guard. I love these first 3 rounds. This might be a little bit irresponsible, but we're rocking with it. He is a great pass rusher. I am fine with that pick. That definitely upgrades the room even more. Zaven Collins, I feel like, is a really solid player, but bringing in these guys elevates that room very, very much. We just got rid of basically everybody. I believe DeMakije just left, so he's out of here. So I don't even know what our edge room is looking like. We have Josh Sweat. We're going to be losing Gardick too. So DeMakije and Gardick are out. So replacing them with these guys, I like that a lot more than what we were rocking with right here. We probably just dabble in interior line, right? We didn't address that at all. So if rocking in a very heavy interior line class, it might be a little irresponsible to go like this because interior line I think is probably the most stacked in terms of positions in this class. I mean, this guy grades really well. 93.2 against Miami, 74 against Clemson. Why not? We'll just take a flyer on Thor Griffith, I think. 6'2", 320. Why not? We'll just take a dabble on Thor Griffith. Call it a day. I don't know much about the people on the board right there. But this is our first mock draft that we're rocking with. I might do another one. I might not. We'll see. What is PFF thinking? How did I do? They said I drafted Chris Paul. That's a bad pick. I mean, we need inside linebacker help. Would not be opposed if we ended up taking him in real life. So, hey, it is what it is. Vernon Broughton always drops in these mocks. So apparently they wanted me to take interior line. Could have done that. That probably would have been smarter. I already knew PFF was going to slack me for that. But here we go. I mean, Will Johnson, an A-plus pick in round 16. If we do that, gives us a boundary corner alongside Garrett Williams in the slot. Our secondary would be lethal. I would love that. Princely out of Mississippi in round 2. Big fan of that. Again, we got 2 great pass rushers. Helps his locker room tremendously. Chris Paul, I don't know why they're grading me a B- and then complaining that I drafted Chris Paul. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. We need another inside linebacker. Then we take Quandarius. I love the pick personally. It might be a little irresponsible dabbling in double edge after the Josh Sweat signing. It might be a little unrealistic, but I thought he was the best player on the board at the time. So it is what it is. Nick Nash taking a flyer on the Triple Crown winner. Victor Cruz, very high on him. So we're going to rock with it in round 5. He was there. We're taking him. Craig Woodson, 7th round pick. Our safety room's already stacked. Give him a chance to make the roster. He's a good coverage safety, so why not? Miles Frazier, don't know much about him. They gave me an A grade. Cool. Thor Griffith, B+. Cool. So here's the first mock. You guys let me know how you guys are feeling about it down below. What did I do wrong? Interior line did not get addressed whatsoever, but I don't think this is a terrible draft necessarily. It's definitely not one of my best, but we're going to post it. This is mock day 1. You guys let me know if you guys want to see day 2. I definitely have a lot of opinions with this 16th overall pick. I have gone so many different directions. Will Johnson, trade back, go get Derek Harmon, trade up, get Mason Graham. Like, there's a lot of things that I can do on PFF that are very interesting. Trades might not be super realistic, but we're rocking with it anyway. So let me know how you guys are feeling about my mock down below. What players would you have taken instead of me, or if you think I nailed it? I mean, there's probably a good amount of picks that I could have changed up, but hey, we're rocking with it. And also, if you guys are new to the channel and ended up enjoying today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL related content, so if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But like I said, it has been your boy Mythic. Peace out.